All right, today we're looking at a dot sight for your Crosman Legacy. So now here's the topic of the video. People have been contacting me saying that, they're struggling to pump the gun. They're not big, strong guys. So the videos where they're holding it by the stock with a sniper scope on there and pumping it, there are big, strong men that can do that and pump it 12 times and have fun. So I was getting contacted by people who couldn't pump it like that by holding the stock, and they were getting optics, like we'll say sniper scope, big scope on there. They were holding it by the scope, and they were jarring the scope loose, and or they actually were breaking the dovetail, trying to hold it by the scope as they were pumping. So I decided, well, what can I do? I wanted to improve the accuracy of my Legacy. All right, so let's go with my story first. Is the elevator for the hard sights and the hard sights period for the Legacy is pretty primitive. So I'll just go ahead and say that now that Daisy owns them, and they can't claim I'm a Crosman hater. I think that's not it. But the elevator's not very detailed, and the windage it's pretty crude. So I had some problems with getting the accuracy I wanted, and I wanted to see if I could do something better. I still wanted to hold it here. So let's go over this. I went over this in another video, but let's go over this. So ideally, you want to do like the lopper or the shear, where you pump with both sides. There are big, strong men that can just hold it by the stock and pump from one side. I get it. And if you have a sniper scope on there, that's how you should do it, to be fair to those big, strong men. And so anyway, so let's get into this. So I went with this setup here. So let's get into that. So I want to be able to hold it here and do the scissor pump. And I pump between 5 and 6 times. The only time I go 8 if there's a cottontail in the yard. And the Legacy has the power. So in this video, we won't get into ammo and all that. We'll do that in part 2. But okay, let's look at the setup for this. That allows me to hold it like this. This is a UTG adapter. It's got an extra runway right here. So you can see I ride that dot sight far forward, so it does not get bumped or touched by my hand. I don't hold that. So that's a nice setup. And so the dot sight itself is from a sporting goods store. This is from Pyramid Air. They also have sights like this. So think between $40 to $60, and I've been very happy with this. Let's turn this over and take a look at this. This is a Truglo, and I'm going to be careful just to endorse the ones that I've used. This one's been great, accurate. In another video, we'll talk about how fast I got on target and sighted in with this. In this video, I just want to talk about basically some details about mounting it and what to watch out for. So, and some other details. So, now, they had a warning tag with this Truglo on here saying don't use a wrench or jaw lockers and pliers, a big one, and then because people are damaging it, and they actually put a warning tag on here. So here's a tool it comes with, your basic hex wrench, and please use this. Please, get in there and use that and do it, tool tight. Let me explain is that on a Crosman Bushmaster, I have 3 of these I'm using. All 3 happen to be Crosmans. And on the Bushmaster, I just did it hand tight because Crosman was talking about don't damage the plastic. So what happened when I just used my hands to tighten those knobs? It shook loose just from the pumping of the gun, folks. That shook it loose. And so once in that case, I used a large 10-inch flathead and just did it, tool tight, like I'm saying with this. Just put it in there and do it tool tight. And it hasn't been a problem. Not that one and not this one. Periodically, you want to check it and use your tool. But yeah, I just want to make sure you know that. So this I've been shooting it, and it hasn't shaken apart or come loose. You can check it here. Check it on the mount right here. And yeah, so this has been great. So let's go into some other issues here. Well, what do you get here? Okay, you get a green or a red dot, and right here it's off. So remember to turn it off when you're not using it. I like using what I have it right there on, which is green 1, a very fine dot. Now I like the UTG dot sights. They look like little scopes, are different looking than this, but this has a really fine dot, especially on the lower settings. So you have to do your own experimentation by your eyes. But the G1 with the green dot, I'm hitting bottle caps, sighted in quickly and just hitting bottle caps at 12 yards, 15 yards. I didn't have to make any changes. I think this is get up to 20 yards. And so you get a lot more accuracy. And some of the problems I was having with the trigger, I know I was talking about the trigger, this makes this so much more enjoyable to shoot, and the accuracy is much better than the hard sights. And so anyway, so then it does have click adjustments. You do have to use this Allen wrench, but it does have the click adjustments for elevation and windage. And it's nice though, I mean, it goes click, 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 just like a knob. And it is really accurate. We'll cover that in another video. But I just wanted to get this out there that, yes, you can absolutely put your hand on top and be able to do the scissor motion. It makes it easier to pump. So to end the video, so here's the handle. There's the back of that adapter that goes onto that dovetail. It allows you to have a military style rail, that Pekingese style rail. And you have plenty of room. I don't have huge hands, and even if you do, you have plenty of room here. So your thumb goes in between these two, and then you can start pumping and get a firm grip, and you don't ride the mount or the sight at all. Okay, well, thank you.